Hey everyone, it's Elisa, and if you haven't heard yet, we have a new process for pairing your course with Connect. And I'm going to quickly show you how to do that. Now, the new system that we have is called Deep Integration, so it allows for you to do a lot of different things that we weren't able to do in the past with Connect. So instead of sending students off to find the things that you wanted them to do, now they can be linked directly to those assignments and to those readings. But even if you don't want deep integration, you still should pair your course the new way. And the best way to do that is to go into your settings and then go into your navigation tab and then scroll to the bottom, and you'll see that these are all things that are hidden from students. And what you want to do is find the one that says McGraw-Hill Connect and then drag it up to this area. And it goes both ways too. Like there's a bunch of stuff up here that you don't want, so we'll drag these away. All right, now make sure that you save it, because if you don't save it, obviously it won't stay. So I'm going to save this. All right, so now that you've saved it, you should see the McGraw-Hill Connect on your menu. And even in student view, they'll see it as well. And what it'll do is ask for you to pair the class. So when you go ahead and click, you should see these links to pair with a Connect section. Okay, and you can also unlink automatic sign-in. So if I click this, it'll take me to Connect, and it'll ask me if I want to pair with a new course or an existing Connect course. Now, if you've already set it up, click an existing one, and then it'll bring up all of your Connect classes. Okay, so I'm going to click here. All right, so I have two sections set up. I'm going to go ahead and just add a fake section since this is an old one. You can choose your existing section, and then you go ahead and save. And now it says you're done. Now you can either go back to Canvas, or you can go into your new Connect. Now when you're in Connect, now when you click on the McGraw-Hill Connect button, you will see this information. Your students will see something different. And we've discovered, myself and Paul as well, that when you go into settings and into student view, it doesn't work for you pretending to be a student, but it will work for the real students. I've been told that. So we'll see on what's today, Saturday. We'll see on Mondays when I'm opening my class. Okay, so let me show you how the deep integration works. So I'm going to go into my modules. And so one of the things that I always wanted was that if I had an assignment that was a McGraw-Hill assignment, or a Connect assignment, I wanted for students to go directly to that assignment. So for instance, we have this Learn Smart research plan. And when students click on that, now it's directly linked so that they'll go to Connect and actually go directly to that assignment. Now I'm the instructor, so I don't see it right away, but the students will actually go in and actually see it. So I would have to click preview to see what they would see. So I like that. I like that they don't have to search for the assignment once they come over to do it. Now, how did I set that up? So first off, let's go back into my courses. All right, so I have my Connect course already set up. So I have it organized by weeks, and then within the weeks, I have a Learn Smart assignment and I have some reading. And then I also make a quiz for the reading. So that's because I have a hybrid this semester, so that's their attendance. Take that quiz, make sure you've read that. Anyway, you can see these new red bubbles to the side. What that means is that these assignments have been deployed. And all I had to do to deploy them was to click this link here. Everything gets highlighted. And then I can go over and hit the drop down here and hit deploy. Oops. And it just takes me into an area. These are all deployed, so I need to find something that's not deployed. Oops, sorry. Didn't say this was going to be a quick video. All right, so let's use this one. All right, so now when you go up and hit the drop-down menu, Deploy, Manage, you'll see that you have this option to deploy either the best grade, the last attempt, not the best attempt, the last attempt, or an average of all attempts if you're giving them multiple options to do it. So all I have to do is hit this deploy button, because I want best all the time, because usually they only get one chance. And then I hit deploy, and that assignment will automatically pop over into Canvas. Let me show you what it looks like. It'll show up in your assignments list. I'm in my assignments list. All right, so whatever's on top, so my assignments category is the first category, and so it will dump everything into this category. And then you can drag and drop them where you want them to be. So for the Learn Smart assignments, I just drag them here. And so you'll see that it has the available date. So I made it so it wasn't even available until January 7th, and then it's due January 20th, and it's worth 10 points. All of that brings it in. And all students see when they click on it is they'll either see a button that pops up on the screen, or it'll automatically load for them. So I've seen it happen both ways. So in this case, it automatically loaded. Sometimes it'll just have a button that says clicked, and then they click it and it takes them here. Okay, so in your assignment list, you'll have all of the assignments that were brought over to Connect. They'll also show up in your grade book. So as I scroll through, I will see, actually let me do it this way. Okay, so all of these Learn Smart assignments have been brought over from Connect. So that's kind of nice, so I don't have to worry about transferring them over anymore. The second thing that I really like is when I go into modules and into the weekly pages, I have chapters for students to read. So like week 1, they'll have to read something, week 2, they'll have to read something. And so normally I would say, go read chapter 18 in Connect. And then they would have to figure out how to get over to Connect and read it. Now what I'm able to do is there's a link to chapter 24. And when they click on that, it takes them to chapter 24. And they don't have to search for it. It's what pops up. So there you can see chapter 24 automatically loads. And then this is always here as well. So they can return to Canvas at any time and go back to working if they want. And there's the reading that they should be doing. And then they can go through the different sections here. So you'll probably have to teach them how to do the different sections, because chapter 24 is listed as different sections, and I'm only linking to the first section. Okay, so they'll go back to Canvas when they're ready, and it takes them right back into their assignment list. So how does that work? So what happens is, same thing you saw when I was in Connect. I deployed the reading assignments as well as, it was gone 2 seconds and it logged me out. So I deployed the reading as well. Now Connect treats those reading chapters, see this is chapter 18, there's 5 sections. It treats them as an assignment. So when it brings it over to Connect, when it brings it over to Canvas, it lists them as an assignment. So I put them all in a category. Let me close this up. So it lists them as an assignment. And so it shows up in your assignments tab, but you don't want to have points for them. So you can see that I've put them all in a category called Connect Handbook Reading, and then I've made that category 0%. Now the unfortunate thing is all of these readings, and you can see that I've assigned quite a few of them. Some of them are turned off, and they're turned off for a reason. And that reason is that because they're assignments, when you go into the grade book, they're going to show up as assignments. So that's one thing you'll have to decide, whether you want the convenience of having students to easily be able to click and go directly to a chapter, and these are all the readings, or do you want, there they are, or do you want for them just to have to go to Connect to get to the readings? Now, if you want them to have easy access, then this is what your grade book's going to look like. And so what I've done is I've only made available the first couple of weeks of readings, and then once they're done with those readings, I'm going to hide them again in Canvas, and they won't show up in the grade book, and only the ones that are due that particular module will show up. So you might not have too many extra things in your grade book. Again, if you don't want them to show up at all, then you don't want to pair those reading assignments. Okay. Now, even if you do hide them, so all of these assignments that are hidden in Canvas from my grade book, they're still accessible to students. They just can't get to it directly from Canvas anymore. But when they go over to Connect, they will see what I'm looking at now. They'll see these readings here. So if they've missed the opportunity when you had them open, and let's say they want to go back and read chapter 18 and they're in week 4 and it's closed now, these aren't closed here. It's just closed from Canvas to get there. They can still click this button to get over to see this, to be able to read. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's how the deep integration works. It's being able to create links to not just the Learn Smart assignments, but also the reading. And then the quizzes that you've created from Connect. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful. I'm sending you also a bunch of links to help you maybe do some other things, some information that you'll want to give to your students so that they can easily access Connect and pay for it online. So hopefully this is helpful for you. If you have any questions, let me know.